Welcome to A Journey to Becoming the Best, a BSME Overview webinar. My name is Carol Wilkinson and I'll be your host for today's webinar. If you have not already, please access the visual part of the webinar by clicking bsme.glance.net and entering in the access code 2055. The duration of this webinar will be an estimated 20 minutes with a question period following. We're thrilled to have you with us today, and most likely you found us because you're interested in growing your engagement, a current hot topic among many Canadian organizations, or maybe you feel you're already the best and would like to show up your success. In any case, no matter where you are in your journey, we can give you the insight to keep you on the path. The best employer studies are not just about employee happiness, but a measurement of a deeper connection of your employees to your organization. In essence, it's about capturing the hearts and minds of your employees. We pride ourselves on providing organizations with complete insight and a measurement for creating actionable items in your strategic and process planning. Today's discussion will highlight what are the best employee studies, what is engagement, the engagement model, where the best exceed the rest, best employer benefits, and how to get started, the registration and survey process. This year marks our 11th year of the Best Small and Medium Employer Study, and the 15th for our larger study for organizations with more than 400 employees. The study is a joint effort partnering the Queen's School of Business and global HR consulting firm Aon Hewitt. To be eligible, your organization must be in operation for 3 or more years and have 50 to 400 employees. If you have less than 50, you can certainly still participate, however, you just wouldn't be eligible for the Best Employers competition. One major benefit to the study is that participation is free, and every organization will receive a complimentary report of their results. If you are using your results of the study to make strategic or process changes, we also have many more in-depth reporting options available, the cost of which ranges depending on the options you would like. We have also recently restructured our reporting costs to ensure they are cost-effective to our small and medium participants. We have many organizations that begin their journey to becoming the best with the intention that they know they will not make the list this initial year. They are seeking to benchmark their organization and see where they are internally, and maybe how they are faring against the rest of Canada or as well as their competitors. The results you will gain will highlight your current strengths and weaknesses, and you'll be able to narrow in on an opportunity to make changes, or if you have made any internal changes recently, you can also see how these changes are affecting your organization. So what is engagement all about? Well, for many years of research as well as real-life practice, we've developed the measurement of engagement to be the amount of emotional and intellectual involvement your employees have to your organization's success. This is why your engagement scores are the only factor we use in determining the best employers list. We separate the levels of engagements by a 6-point scoring system. Questions on the survey are outlined using answers with a strongly agree to strongly disagree spectrum. And from these rankings, we determine the level of engagement by using the model you see on the screen. Less than 2.5 would be a low engaged, and 4.5 and higher being the highly engaged areas. So what does an engaged employee really mean? Well, we've determined that an engaged employee is one that self-describes himself as having the say, stay, and strive elements. The stay element is where the employee speaks positively about your organization to internal personnel as well as outside of the organization to potential employees and clients. The stay element is where the employee is not actively seeking employment elsewhere and has a desire to stay and progress within your organization. The strive element is where the employee strives to do their best every day and wants to positively contribute to your organization and share in the success. To relate this back to your organization, we measure the employee engagement scores and how they align to your leadership team. We can then determine what key factors are driving your organization's success. Looking at the diagram, you can see work factors such as your employees, their values, opportunities for growth, and work and life balance are all contributing factors to the say, stay, and strive elements of engagement. And from here, the level of these factors within your employees will reflect your organization's ability to find, retain employees and the productivity of your current employees, and in the end, your overall success. So let's take a look into a real journey. Our case in point today is a 5-time Best Small and Medium Employer and currently one of our 2014 winners, StarTech.com. StarTech began 8 years ago with the survey, and as you can see, they joined to gain key details on their employee engagement levels. They credit the study to giving them reliable feedback they needed from a reputable third-party source. The insights they gained along the way with consulting debriefs allowed them to create strategic action plans to raise StarTech to where they are today. As their Chief Human Resources Officer, Deborah Ward, stated to us, they use the survey results to develop corporate action plans and improve year over year. Their process for surveying has always been to listen to the feedback, build action plans, deliver on those action plans, and measure improvement. The survey plays an important role at StarTech as it has helped them strengthen their culture. It ensures their leadership team is accountable for employee engagement, and it establishes StarTech as a truly employee-focused organization. And of course, being in the top 50 also supports StarTech's recruiting effort. Almost every candidate they interview mentions the 50 best small and medium employees distinction as influencing their perception of StarTech. So let's take a look at what areas the survey focuses on in more detail. This is our 21 engagement driver model that showcases all of the categories that we have identified and that are included in the survey. They have the highest effect on engagement. Within the survey and within your reporting packages, we have combined them into 6 overall categories that you can see for the ease of analysis and creating your action plans. From the results, you receive a phenomenal management tool. Questions from the survey directly relate to the 21 drivers and are specified in your reporting results. From here, you can analyze the data and find your key areas of focus. This can be very powerful, and our participants use this as their blueprint for strategic planning. The example shown here is an actual excerpt from our reporting. In this case, we are using a couple of the questions from our management driver. You can see that this organization has a mid-range score of engagement within these 2 questions. The green bar shows the areas where the employee population strongly agrees with the statement, the yellow being the slightly agree or slightly disagree area, and the red being those that disagree or strongly disagree or the low engagement range. With these scores, it would be a good assumption that some work or changes need to be introduced into this area. However, you can also note that compared to the previous round, these areas have slightly raised, which for the purposes of this example show that the company has made some changes and there is an increase. However, more work needs to be done to raise them up to that optimal high level of engagement scores. This is an exceptional tool to use so that you can benchmark year-over-year changes and keep improving as you participate. And the benefits of these insights throughout all the 21 drivers is why the data from the study can become invaluable and really affect your path to future success. Let's take a peek into the surveys and what's involved. We know that employees determine if an organization is the best employer, and as such, the primary tool we use to identify an organization's ranking is the Employee Opinion Survey. 2 other surveys are utilized in the evaluation process, our HR and leadership team surveys. These provide insight into why an organization's employee engagement score may be high or low. One of the valuable aspects of this is that companies can gain insight into the degree to which their leadership perceptions align with those of the employees. Not only is this knowledge important, but even more so is knowing how and what to deal with these findings. The Employee Opinion Survey is questioned from the 21 drivers. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes to complete and can be accessed anywhere there is an internet connection. Or we also have paper copies available at $1 per copy for postage. The Leadership Team Survey is also an opinion survey and reflects questions from our engagement model as well, but the questions are directed to those more in a senior role. Finally, we have the HR survey, which is solely your organizational information only. This survey is typically filled out by a member of your HR team or can be filled out by a group of people within your organization if that makes more sense. It takes about 30 minutes to fill out, and the survey is required for eligibility. However, all the questions are 100% optional. So if there's any questions that do not pertain or would be difficult to find the answers, you can certainly feel free to leave them blank, and there's no penalty at all to do so. There are many benefits of high engagement, and our studies show that they can lead to financial success with greater financial returns, growth, and customer satisfaction, attraction and retention of employees. Engaged organizations see much lower turnover, more applications, and a larger pool of talented prospects with the skills you require. High morale. The sense of accomplishment and morale your employees will increase, the gap between leader and employee perceptions will greatly reduce, and your employees' bond with their workplace and values will increase as well. Finally, productivity. High engaged organizations see a reduction in sick time and accidents at the workplace as it creates a high performance culture. Employees are now focused ever more on the direction of the organization and its future. Here are some recent statistics about the benefits of high engaged organizations that you can expect to share. 65% increase in share price, 26% less turnover rate, 100% more unsolicited applications for employment, 20% less absenteeism, 45% less time lost with accidents, 5% less sick time, 15% greater productivity, and 28% higher morale, as well as 30% greater customer satisfaction. Over the years of the study, we have seen very little change in regards to attaining the best status by means of results. The size of your organization will not affect your level of engagement, as the average score for the best is identical in both the larger and smaller organizations. Highest engagement scores hit around the mid-90s and lowest show in the 30 to 40% range. The threshold for making the best list is usually about the 80% mark. Those in the 45 to 75% range are designated as being on the journey to becoming the best, and those that score below 45 are signified as requiring some major rethinking and strategizing. The areas we most strongly see where the best outweigh the rest are the resources and tools that are available to make the employees as productive as possible, HR practices that create a positive work environment for all levels of employees' health and well-being are strongly supported, the process and management of the workplace aid in the productivity of the employees, learning and development are strongly supported, and the employees' benefits and retirement plans are at the right level for the family needs of the employees. Looking at this past year, we had over 200 organizations register, out of which 180 went through to complete the process and 150 were considered eligible for the competition. You can see by the numbers year to year, this creates quite the comparison that is available for you to cross-compare your organizations to other similar industries, sector, or demographics. So it's time to get started. Registration is easy. If you haven't already, simply go to bsmestudycanada.com and click on the registration link. A study coordinator will contact you to discuss how you would like to be set up and guide you through the process. You can choose to survey your company as a whole or also break your organization into subgroups such as department or location for more in-depth results. Every participant will receive a comprehensive participant's guide, which gives you an overview of the process and includes important dates as well as sample email communications and posters for your use to promote the study throughout your organization. For those that opt for our more in-depth online packages, we also offer free online training so that you can make the most of your results and get as granular as you'd like. Every fall, our winners are announced, and of course, if you place, it's your time to celebrate. There is full coverage in Profit and La Presse magazines, as well as press releases through our media channels. On your screen here are our past 2014 winners. We also host fabulous award ceremonies regionally for the winners to dine and connect with other leaders of engagement, and they're always a spectacular time. Many organizations also hold internal events in the anticipation of the big announcement, and you will receive plaques to be displayed at your locations as well. If you haven't already, now is the perfect time to get involved as registration is currently underway for 2015. For more information, you can visit our website at bsmestudycanada.com or with the email and phone numbers provided on the screen. If you have any questions at this time, please feel free to press *6 by unmuting your phone.